Here's a few of the things that we did to our SunStar. We replaced the headlights, upgraded them, added the Winnebago logo you'll see in the front. It used to say Acosta, and it was brown, and we did the chrome Winnebago logo. I thought that made that look a little bit better. We have chrome mirrors instead of the black ones, and that definitely was a big enhancement on it. And probably one of the biggest things that we did to the Winnebago was we replaced all the rubber seals in the windows. And this was a big one, really cut down on the noise, rattles from the windows. I recommend that. It's not terribly expensive. I did purchase all mine through Winnebago, but you could get, there's some aftermarket you can do. Very easy upgrade to do. We also added, if you kind of notice down the side, you'll see this stripe here. This stripe was beige or tan like the original, and decided to paint that black and kind of give it a pinstripe going down the sides. We're still working on the decals. We still got them to do, but we thought that would, and we did around the door. I thought that looked pretty snazzy too, so we added that. That was definitely a big upgrade for us. Another one that we did, Winnebago came with an obscured glass. We did the window with the shade. As you can see up here, this is one of the windows with shades. Pretty common. This was a really nice upgrade, very inexpensive too. So I can recommend that one highly. Much better. You can actually see out of it a bit too, and that's really nice. Another thing that we did that was probably one of the better things we did, or was a great enhancement, was we put in the Lippert 3 steps instead of the 2. I was a little concerned that it might hit the ground, but we have not had that problem. So what I've done is we put that in, has made it really handy. We had 3 little Yorkies. They're pretty snazzy about getting up and down. You'll also see that we have added in under the step lighting. And of course the Lippert comes with a lighting under it. And we added a lighting for the grab bar. Now what I did is I tied this lighting into the steps so we don't have to turn it off and on. Beware though, if you do this, you have to put a relay in because the steps are not set up to handle extra lighting. So you definitely want to put that relay in, and it goes off and on. So when you shut the door and the steps get through, it automatically turns off after a few minutes, and you don't have to mess with it, but you do have to put that relay in. Another thing we did, good enhancement, we did the tankless water heater. If you're boondocking, you might want a regular water heater, but we just go out part-time. We're usually hooked up to electric normally. We did this, like I said, the 60,000, heats up quick and heats at high elevations. We thought that was better than doing the 40,000. The next enhancement we did, all the bays, and of course the door too, have the RV lock entry system. This was very convenient, and I like that quite a bit. On the inside of the bays, we added automatic lighting. I don't know if you can see it. There's the lighting. We carpeted the inside of the bays to reduce noise in the cabin, and I think it makes a difference. I haven't found one thing that really helps the noise, but I do believe this does help. One more thing we did add while we're out here, we added in a gas hookup for our grill. So I didn't want it under the coach, so I put that right there. There was enough room to get it in there, and tied it into the tank system, as you can see right there. And that really works out well. We just tied the grill in. I've got a 20-foot hose, and that worked out really well on that. The next thing we did was in the water compartment. We had upgraded the pump, and we added in this tank. Probably one of the better things we did. That tank really reduced the knocking. And of course, we insulated all the lines. We insulated the back walls above. And you notice I've kind of insulated the door. This stuff is really great. I used it for my motor cover. If it gets wet, it doesn't hurt it, and it helps with the noise, so reduction of noise. Here again, I don't think the one thing we did, solves the noise problems, but it does help. On the back here again, we added lighting. You can see I'm full of junk, but we added the lighting in here, and I'll add in a video. I missed, when I bought the Winnebago, this lower section had rotted out behind the bumper, and it had leaked underneath this door, and this was completely rotted out from side to side up 9.5 inches. I didn't see it when we bought it, but when I got inside, I noticed the paper was loose on the wall. When I went to look at it, it was definitely loose. So, that definitely was a problem. So, around the side, here's the back cargo bay completed. If you remember from the other pictures, this was all rotted out on the back wall, all the way up to about here. And what I did was I replaced all the lumber, plywood on the bottom, where the bumper was just about holding on by the fiberglass, and then carpeted everything to reduce noise. Here we got to the water bay. I made some changes on the water bay, wet bay, and they turned out real well. We've used them several times. And our bay didn't have a hose or a faucet or shower, so I added this in. Basically, it has a valve under the bottom here. You can turn it on. This can actually be disconnected. You can close this so you don't have to have it in there all the time, but it lets me wash everything out with the water from the RV if we're not hooked up. Really nice. We're at a dumping station and stuff. Another thing I did, I built in our water regulator. There was just something about it, being in the box, getting dirty, or I'd have to bag it and stuff. So what I did, I built this water regulator in into the thing. So what happens, it comes from here. There are brass fittings all the way up, and the brass fittings, look like this. They can take a higher pressure, about 150 pounds. We did do our hose that we hook up has a 450-pound burst pressure. So if you don't have the regulator up there by the hose bib, you can blow your hose, or you can blow something here. In the worst case, if something was to give out, it would give out in the wet bay. Everything stays about 45 pounds in the RV. The next thing we did is I added in the filter. Here again, it was more a matter of not having the filter out, in the box, getting dirty or covering it up or spending a lot of time. This way, we're able to, the filter doesn't get dirty. We can change it easy. We have shut-off valves. You can shut the filter off so you can do your changing. It has a bleed at the top. So that worked out really well there. The next thing we did, I don't know if you can see it, we added a separate port for the electric right there. Originally it went right here, but this was very difficult to get the hose hooked up for the sewer. You couldn't hardly get it to, go down. And so we added this in. I had to modify it slightly. And we have a hole right here where you see the hose goes into. We run that through, and we run the electric through this one and this one through that. And that's kind of how we did the wet bay. We also, on this model, I almost forgot, we added in a transfer switch. So we have a transfer switch here, and of course inside we have a surge protector, and I have a little quick test. It just tests if I need to test for the plug to make sure it's right. And I also have one that I keep in my box that does voltage and stuff of that nature. And here again, we did the same thing here. We did you'll see the line going down where we enhanced the pinstriping. I thought it looked good. We'll see how that holds up. Let me see if I can get here in this bay. Here again, I carpeted the walls. I ran out of carpet. I didn't do the back wall, but I think I will at some time. And I added automatic lighting into that. And you can see kind of the switch right there. And there's the magnet on the door. This was really handy, especially at night. You're not out with the flashlight and get that. But that kind of gives you our Winnebago upgrades to date so far. And here again, all new seals on that. And I actually even did upgrade the logo, which is really inexpensive. Mine were looking bad, so I upgraded that. So that works out. One last upgrade that we did was our awning. So I decided to do the acrylic awning, and as you can see, it has the black metal around it. And let me see if I can get it put out. Here, hold on just a second. I'm going to pull this out and we'll take a look. You can see I did it in a taupe. This worked out really good. I thought it looked good with the RV, and I'll kind of show it to you as it gets out. We'll step back and see what it looks like. So I added that. Oh, and we also, of course, added the LED lighting underneath, which you can see most often. This was like I said, was the acrylic, not the vinyl. And I thought it turned out looking pretty good. All right, well, that's it for now. If you have something that you've done you might want to share, if there's something you need to know how we did it, just leave a comment and I'll try to answer it if I can. All right, thanks.